Hello, everybody. Welcome to another segment of Two Chairs. Today's guest is the incredible, the beautiful personal trainer, fitness trainer, competition coach, and entrepreneur, the amazing Carolina Granados. Did I say it right? How did that sound?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
you
I was
did.
practicing all day to make sure I got it right. So we're here with Carolina. How you doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good, good. How's the weather down there?
Gorgeous. It's like
Good.
in the 70s. It's gorgeous.
So for everybody who's watching, you're in Las Vegas right now.
In Las
You're
Vegas, yeah.
originally from Northern California,
Right.
and now Las Vegas. Similar with the fast pace and everything. But what's the main differences in the two climates, the two environments?
Oh, it's way faster here. It's way, for what I do, it's perfect here. Um, for personal training, there's a ton of clients here. There's a ton of people who want training, a ton of people who can afford training, and a lot of access to clients, really unlike any other city I've ever known.
Very
So.
nice. Very nice. So who is Carolina Granados?
Well, I am a personal trainer, and that's basically the number one thing that describes me. It's what I've done for the last 12, 13 years. It's really all I've ever done in my entire life, and I'm all about fitness. And I started in 2001 as a personal trainer and a fitness instructor. I started teaching classes. I learned how to teach Pilates, steps, spin, abs, all of it. And I just grew from there. My background is in fitness. I majored in fitness and kinesiology from San Francisco State. And then I came out here and I went to UNLV and got my master's also in kinesiology. And personal training started as a part time job that I did while I was in college, and it turned into a full time business. So I always say that I went to school to try and get a real job, and personal training just turned into my real job. So I just kept doing it, and I just kept doing it until it grew into what it is now.
Nice.
So,
So
hmm
2001 was quite a while back.
yeah.
Before you were into fitness and working out and competing, what were you doing, through high school, and what kind of work did you do before the training?
Yeah, I had just graduated high school. I was into sports. I played soccer, and so right after high school, I got into gym and just started weight training for fun and taking classes and just working out just for fun. And I did a bunch of random jobs, like worked in the mall and I worked at Target and I was a cashier and I was, just doing these little random part-time jobs. And then I got into working inside of the daycare of the gym. I was like 18 or 19 years old. So I was just babysitting. I was babysitting kids. And from there, they moved me into gym sales. And so I was just all around the gym from there into gym sales and even a little bit of managing. So because I was so involved with the gym that I was at the time in California, um, I one of the personal trainers said, "Hey, there's a workshop coming up for group exercise instructors. You should do it since you're always here." I was like, "Okay, sure, why not?" So I did it. I did the workshop and I learned how to teach classes from there. And at the same time I was going to college, I knew that I wanted something in kinesiology, something in the fitness world. So I was already studying that, and I had to do an internship. So my internship was to be an instructor for the employees, for the college teachers, basically. And that's how I learned how to teach. I just kind of made things up and just did it right then and there off the top of my head. And from there, it developed to I ended up getting my personal trainer certification and just started training clients out of California. And in 2005, I moved out here to Vegas to go to UNLV. and I did the same thing. So I started while I was in school. I got a part-time job at Gold's. I started personal training there, and and then I got into the country clubs out here. There's a lot of them. There's Rhodes
Yeah.
Ranch, Red Rock, the Ridges. There's a lot of very private recreational centers with a lot of potential clients. And that's how I kind of developed a good clientele following from there. So I had a lot of part-time jobs here, and a couple years after that is when I started competing. That was 2009, 2010. I decided to do a fitness competition. And from there is when I really got a lot of the exposure that I do now for my business. Because now people see me and they see pictures and they see me on stage and they see what I can do. And now I physically look like I know what I'm doing, not just saying what I know what I'm doing. So I, after a few years, I developed enough of a following to where I was able to quit a lot of the gym jobs and just take my clients and train by myself. And I've become an independent contractor ever since then. So now I train out of City Athletic Club here in Summerlin, Las Vegas. I train most of my clients there. There's a few that I do go to their homes or their private locations if they want me to, if they can afford that. And otherwise, I train most of my clients out of City. And the other thing that really helped me is my website. And from the competitions, I ended up getting connected with a really, really amazing company called Site Smart Marketing. And the owner of this company, her name is Kira, and she's also a client of mine. She developed my website. And
Tell
so
them your site. What's the website address?
the website address, www.carolinapersonaltrainer.com. So I've had this website for a couple of years now, and now I am, at the top of Google searches and so on, and that's how clients find me, basically. And it just worked out. This girl, she does my website in exchange for personal training. And her company decided to sponsor me when I was competing. I was doing really well. I was placing high, so they wanted to be my sponsors. And that's partly why I kept competing and getting more exposure, getting more pictures for the site, and just kind of adding on to everything that I do from there. So,
Nice. So when you were working at the daycare at the gym, did you have the kids doing like baby burpees and push-up contests, and then they wear each other out and they take naps?
Not at all. I didn't know that I wanted to be a trainer. I kind of was in the babysitting world. I was so young, and I thought that I was going to go into something with kids. I was teaching, and I was doing. I also had done a little bit of work in my church, teaching and babysitting the kids, and I had this little preschool class that I would teach every Sunday while their parents went to church. And in my head, I thought I was going to go that direction with the kids, and it just so happened that that I was working in a gym, and one day one of the instructors was just like, hey, you should do this, since you're always working out here. So I thought, okay, I'll just do this for now, part-time, just because it looks like fun. But I have always had kind of an instructor mentality and personality. I have always wanted to have the desire of telling people what to do, whether it was teaching children, teaching adults, or now I'm just kind of teaching, guiding people in fitness. So it kind of developed from there. So no, I didn't grow up wanting to be a personal trainer or thinking that was what I was going to end up doing. It was just I had a job in a gym and I saw the other trainers and I was like, that looks like fun. I can do that. And it looked so easy and it looked like just like a good fun job. So I went for it and I love it so much. I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah. And the best part is you have competed. You know the expectations, whether that's someone's end goal is to get on a stage and compete, or whether their end goal is to just look better and feel better. Because they always say that, when you look better, you feel better. When you feel better, you live a happier life. So it's good that you understand that and you've taken those steps, because there's nothing worse than when you're in the gym and you look over and a guy's getting trained by somebody and you're like, you're training him? This
Mm-hmm.
should be the other way around. You get on the bench, you get on the treadmill, those
Exactly.
big, huge, not in shape I won't call anyone any names, but the
Right.
not in shape trainers that are telling someone how to get fit, those are always the most interesting ones. So, um,
Yeah, exactly. And not only that, but yeah, it took a lot of experience to get to where I am. I started out, it's easy to read a book and know how to tell someone what to do, what kind of exercises to do, how to lose weight. And I had also because of my college education, I learned a lot about people with special needs, diabetes, cancer,
mhm,
people who are sick, people with injuries, knee injuries, older adults, pregnant women, or anybody who wants specific to their sport or to whatever it is that their craft is. And then from there, I learned a lot about competitors and bodybuilding. And because it's such a huge thing here, I hired a bodybuilder to teach me how to train. And her name, my first trainer, her name is Denise Dinger, who was amazing. I had another trainer named Becky Body, who's also amazing. So I learned from a couple different trainers their specific styles, their specific use of nutrition and food and diets and water cutting and so on in order to get onto a stage.
nice.
So,
Um, so let's talk about the business side. Obviously, this is your job. This isn't something you do when you're not at the call center or when you're not at the retail store in the mall on the strip. This is your job. This is your career. This is how your bills get paid. Um, kind of explain to the people watching the cost associated with that, because you go into Golds and you go into 24-hour fitness and some of the other local gyms, and they say, okay, we have this many training sessions for this much, and some people that are really dedicated are just like, okay, I want these results, and if that's what it's going to cost. But a lot of those trainers are doing other things on the side. That's not their career. So to work with a professional, with someone with the experience and the caliber that you have, what in a generic bubble, because everybody's packages and everybody's needs would differ. Um, but what would a price or a package of, say, like 30 to 60 days look with you as a trainer?
yeah, and it does vary. It does vary based on where they want to train, what time, and what day of the week. So if they want like an odd hour, like a very early 5, 6 a.m. hour or a very late hour, it's going to cost a little bit more. On average, my sessions run from $50 an hour up to $80 an hour, depending on all of that. It also changes based on how many they purchase at a time. So I'll sell like one session for maybe $70. And that includes not just a personal training session, it also includes a diet plan if they want it, and workouts and like a cardio plan, for example, and what to do on their own when they're not with me. So if they want like ideas on food, supplementation, all of that, I include all that into the price as well. Um, if they purchase 10 at a time, I'll drop the price about $10 off. So I usually do $70 per hour, 10 for 600. If they purchase more, I'll drop the price even more. I also offer half-hour sessions in case they want a cheaper rate. I do usually like half the price. Like I'll do a half hour for $40 or 10 sessions for $350 or $300 based on obviously where they are. So that's kind of how I do it. And then I work with everybody individually based on their budgets, based on what their situation is. So I have some people who are like, hey, I only can meet you once a week. Can we work something out? So yeah, I'll give them like a monthly rate if they only want to come in once a week and so on. My competitors are different. I raise the price a little bit because there is a lot more entailed into what I do with them. There's a lot more work. I include not only their meal plan, their diets, posing lessons, practice, and all the guidance that it takes into going into a show. So that's on average what it would cost. Let's say you're training with me twice a week, maybe $120 a week, depending on what kind of package you choose.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, and all of that. I get all of my clients from my website, carolinapersonaltrainer.com. So a lot of times what they'll do is right there on the site, they have they can contact me directly. It'll send me an email and I'll just kind of get whatever background information I have on them and quote them a price from there.
Nice.
Hmm.
Yeah, and I'm getting back into the fitness. I've been going to the gym when I can, and I get in there, and as long as I'm not the smallest guy, I don't need to be the biggest. But I definitely noticed that even everything like my selection of supplements and my pre-workout drinks, post-workout drinks, um, energy stabilizers throughout the day, so I'm not snacking on junk food because I love me some junk food, but I gotta stay away from it. You get what you pay for, and
Yeah.
you definitely if you get a discount or a deal on a training session, don't be surprised if it's just workout and then they smack you on the butt and they say see you next week kind of thing. So I like the packages and the idea that there's more to it than just you telling people what to work out and how to lift and how to move their body and then you're done with it. So you definitely
Exactly.
get what
And
you pay
right.
for.
And most of my clients are like that. They're either just getting back into a routine or they've never worked out in their entire life. And they don't not only they don't know what to do in the gym, they don't know how to eat and they don't know what to do outside of the
Hmm.
gym. So sessions are very expensive, $50, $60 an hour. That's a lot of money for some people. So some people can only afford to meet with me, a couple times a week, but they still need to come into the gym on their own. I'm more like I want to be their guide of what to do. So I write it all down for them, or I'm very descriptive for them about sending out my programs to what they should be doing, how much time on the treadmill, how to do cardio, how fast, how slow, and so on. Same with the food, what vitamins to take. And most people don't even know like an essential multivitamin a day. They don't even do that. They just kind of want a little bit of guidance. Yeah, what kind of supplements? There's so many brands out there.
Hmm.
What's a good pre-workout? What's a good protein? What's a blah blah blah. And I just give them my recommendations and go from there. So, yeah. I don't like to just do a session and then just leave them. I like to make sure that it is something that they want if that's how intense they want to be about it.
Yeah.
And I have some clients, of course, who are like, they're older maybe, and they just want a lazy session, or they just want to come in and work out and do their own thing the rest of the day. So I do get a lot of those clients too.
Yeah, and I definitely think the diet is the most commonly overlooked portion of getting in shape and being fit is people think,
Definitely.
oh, I can have a double cheeseburger if I go to the gym and I run for 45 minutes, but you don't
Right.
realize the effect that it's having that isn't reversible, you know what I mean? So I definitely think
Exactly.
that the whole program is an advantage over what you get at a lot of the mainstream places. Um,
Exactly. And I do actually do online training too. And that's how important the diet is, because I do have people who know me from the internet and they'll find me online. They want an online program. Um, they either find me on my website, carolinapersonaltrainer.com, or they'll find me on Facebook. They're a Facebook friend, or they're following me on Twitter. All of those are, it's Carolina Personal Trainer on Facebook or Carolina underscore CPT on Twitter. And
and Instagram.
and Instagram, thank you. And so what I do for them is I just tell them what to do, all written out in a program, and what to eat. And I've seen incredible weight loss. I can't even believe it, because I'm just sitting here sending a simple program to someone and they're losing weight on it, and I'm not even physically there. So it is pretty impressive that people can do that on their own. They just need some guidance. They
Hmm.
need a tool. You know what I mean? They
Yeah,
need some kind of help and suggestions that they may not get from anywhere else.
yeah,
So
yeah. That's I love that. That's kind of the beauty of technology and social networks is it's almost like a free advertising if you do it right. You know, you can maximize a lot of things and expand your reach if you know what you're doing on your social network. So, no, I love that. Um, Do you ever get the urge to compete anymore? Or is it like that was a part of your life and you've moved past it? Or when you're getting people in shape and you see them posing, and because I've seen you on Instagram, you've hit a few tricep poses or the barbell curl in the mirror pose. Like, do you ever get that urge anymore?
A little bit, yeah. So my last competition was last year. I did USA's last July, and before that I did maybe 4 or 5 shows the year before that, and the year before that about 7 shows. So for about 3 years, or about 2 years, I competed a lot, to where I kind of felt a little burnt out. Last year, I decided to only do the one show, it was one national show, and then I took a break. And so this year came around and I was like, well, let me see how I feel mid-year. And I think my focus right now is a little bit different. I may compete again. Yes, I may get the itch because it is kind of like it is a lot of fun. It's very addicting. I love doing it. I really do. But now I'm in my head more. Enjoying more being a coach and just kind of sitting back and watching others and helping another person and taking them through their first show and seeing what they get out of the experience. It's very enjoyable to me. So I think for this year my focus is just more on me and my business and getting more competitors and kind of getting myself more recognized as a coach and a trainer than a competitor.
Yeah.
And I want to travel a little bit more, and I want to take it a little easier on myself this year than I did the last few years. So it's also very, very hard on your body to constantly be dieting and training like that. So I physically feel like I need a break. And maybe in 6 months I may feel a little bit different, and it'll be time. But when I'll know when it's time. You know what I mean? I'll just feel it, and I want to go for it because I'm all or nothing. I'm either super hardcore training every single day, 3 hours a day, eating really really clean, or I'm just doing whatever I want. So when I feel it, I'll do it again. But yeah, I don't think competing is over for me. I think this year I'm just kind of taking it easy, and I may pick it up again next year. So
Very nice.
we'll see.
Very nice. Well, that's all we have. This is usually the segment that we turn it over to you. Um, this is your shout out hour. You know, you can shout out whoever, whatever you want. Definitely throw the website, the social networks out there. Um, it Go ahead. We'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. Well, thank you so much, you, first of all. It was really, really awesome that you contacted me to do this. And the girl who does my website, her name is Kira. Their company is called sitesmartmarketing.com. They're amazing. My website is www.carolinapersonaltrainer.com. I'm on Facebook, facebook.com/Carolina Personal Trainer. And Twitter is at Carolina_CPT. Instagram, Carolina_CPT. And I train out of City Athletic Club, which is Summerlin, southwest side of Las Vegas. And that's basically it.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
Not a problem. For those that don't know, the C in CPT is certified. She is a professional. Okay. If you're in the greater Las Vegas area or any of the surrounding cities, Henderson, and you need a personal trainer, definitely hit her up. You will not regret it. You will definitely get your money's worth and the results you're after. Carolina, thank you again, and we appreciate having you on our two chairs segment.
Thank you so much.
No problem.